My name is Freddie Blosh.
Hey, I'm Gage Nobles.
So my name is Trace Johns.
I am Caroline Grayton with part of Muffin Jaw Designs.
From Mobile, Alabama, and we currently operate around the Mobile Bay area in both Mobile and Baldwin County. And I blow glass because it's like nothing I ever saw before I ever worked with it. And it immediately drew me in. And after that first semester, I took glass blowing as an elective. I knew that I was going to do this the rest of my life. So I've been blowing glass for 8 years. Started in 2013. I was 20 years old. So yeah, looking at 8, going on 9. That's how numbers work.
Been blowing glass since Freddie started. We started together, so. We go back to like 8th grade, like 7th, 8th, middle school. We played soccer together, so we've been friends for ever.
Trace Johns, brother from another mother. Trace and I played soccer together when we were 13. That's how we first met. We never went to the same school until college. It was the first time we ever got to really spend every waking moment together. We had so much fun in college blowing glass. His work is some of the, I don't want to, like, Trace Johns is the best sculptor I've ever seen, but I love his work. Like, he really makes some incredible pieces in glass, and he's trying to make it not look like glass, or he's not trying to make a glass piece like any other glass piece you've ever seen. Because you think of glass as being this fragile, like, don't touch it, don't be mean to it, like don't even look at it, because it'll break. And he's just like, no, let's hammer it. Let's take knives to it. Let's beat it around. Let's scribble on it. He paints on it. I love everything he does.
As long as Muffin Jaw's been a thing, I've been around, sometimes more hands-on than not, but been here, man.
I studied at the University of South Alabama, and then I did a 2-year apprenticeship at Augusta Glass Studio in Augusta, Missouri, under Kaiko Mahata and Sam Stang. Started blowing glass at South in the fall of 2013. And like I said earlier, I just took it as an elective and didn't really know what I was wanting to do with my life at that time. I kind of had this idea that I was going to be a rock star, and I was really learning like that was never going to happen. I just kind of stumbled into it. I was working a job, and my manager mentioned that South had a glass blowing class, and I didn't really know that that was a thing. I didn't understand what glass blowing was even. I thought it was torch working. So the first day I walk into class, me and my buddy Trace, he and I sat behind the torches because we were like, we want to be first up. Like, we want to be the first ones that are working with glass in this class. And after the teacher introduces himself and explains the course, he's like, all right, let's go out to the hot shop. And then he shows us the furnace. And it was, one, it was like pulled the rug underneath us. And 2, we're like, this is not what we signed up for. And
So I'm going to go ahead and cut that clip a little short. I am ready a little bit sooner than I thought I would be. That light up there, I might need to drop it. I think that's a little bit too dramatic of a look on my face. My audio should sound a hell of a lot better now than it has in my last streams. I spent a lot of time today figuring it out. And yes, Flavio, that is the glass blowers that I talked about. They are really, really good friends of ours from back home. Back in Alabama is where they are at. And yeah, they're really good friends of ours. And I actually spent 9 months, 7 months, something like that, shooting a documentary on them. So yeah, that was like the biggest project that I had ever really worked on. And I'm gonna drop the music a little bit lower. But yeah, that was like the first big project, multi-month, multi-shooting day, editing, everything project, and making that documentary on them is what made me want to start making documentaries on other things. Actually, let's see here. What if I can get this to go just a little further down? Yeah, I think that's good. But yeah, my audio should sound a lot better now. A lot better. It took me, I worked on it for just a little bit and then kind of almost gave up working on it, then finally figured out where that echo was coming from and why it was doing that. So I'm glad that I got it figured out. I'm glad that it sounds a lot better now. Yeah, that weird little echo thing is gone now, and that took what it was. Hey, I'm gonna do something real quick. So what it was is that I have this camera right here running through an HDMI capture card, and I was so used to using the virtual webcam capture or webcam utility that Nikon has, and through that you have to use a USB-C plugin, and it doesn't capture any audio because the camera is going in through a HDMI. It captures the audio off of the camera as well. So whenever I had like this mic plugged in running to the HDMI capture card, it was also trying to capture the audio coming from the camera. So that's why there was a little bit of an echo, because it would capture this audio and then that audio and then try and layer them. But when I used my wireless transmitter receiver system, the delay between this microphone reaching that and processing through was longer and closer to the delay of this, so it sounded a little bit better, but it should sound a lot better now. So let's see here. So what we are going to be doing today is that we are going to get back into editing these photos. So this is from the last paint shoot that we did, and it is the start of the series of the 4 seasons. So this is and we've got to finalize 6 photos. And I think we've picked / finalized four of the 6. So the way that this series is going to go, and the way that this section of the series is going to go, is that we're going to get one of these photos printed very, very large. Either canvas or metal, I haven't decided yet. And underneath, we are going to have 5 photos that are going to be turned into instead of a landscape orientation, turned into a portrait orientation. And we're going to have those 5 line underneath the main photo. And the main photo that we're going to go with is this photo right here. This is going to be the photo that gets blown up very, very large. And then underneath the photo, underneath this one, we're going to have this photo that I'm still not quite done yet. I want to fix some of the hair right here and some other things. I have already smoothed out most of her skin, but I want to do a little bit more work on it in Photoshop before we finalize it. And then this photo right here is going to be next to it. So we're going to have white to cyan, cyan to dark blue, and then next to this photo, we are going to have this one. And this is going to be the split between the two, because these two are very light, they're very beautiful, they're very elegant, kind of like the first snow in winter. And then it gets a little harsher. It's not as soft as opposed the hair's not as kept and everything. So it starts getting a little bit more hectic with this photo. Then once you hit the split, it's going to go take a darker turn after that. And those two darker photos we've not decided on yet. I do have several photos under here that I just haven't gotten to edit yet. We were going to do, I think, this one. We were going to see what we could do with this because of the shadow over the eyes. Actually, we have the same exact pose, but with the head tilted back a little bit and the eyes looking down, and that's the actual photo that we're going to take and edit because this looks too innocent for the darker side. But we've got to pick the last photo. And this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this photo, and I might try and darken it and see if we can make it look eerie. See if we can make it look darker. But then we're going to try and kind of tie it back to this one. But this is going to be the main one because this is harsh winter. This is very unsettled, very unkept. It's got the frost breath. It's going to be a very, very... This is going to be our quote-unquote true winter right here. So that's kind of what we're going to be going for. But I want to finish. I guess I should focus on finishing the main photo first. And if we can get... Hang on, there's somebody. Hang on 1 second for me. Okay, there we go. There was a bot on my YouTube live stream, and I just wanted to take care of him. Okay. So now that we got that taken care of, we are going to go here, and we are going to start working on getting this one finished, getting this one perfected, is what we're going to do. And I still really love this edit. I haven't looked at these photos on purpose in 6 days, 4 days, something like that. I have not looked at these photos, and I wanted to do that so that way I could come look at them with fresh eyes and kind of see what else needs to be done, because I started editing these on my 10.5-hour stream, and I think I go in a little cross-eyed looking at these. So I just wanted to make sure. That's why I gave them a break. That's why I haven't edited these in a while, is because I wanted to come look at them with fresh eyes. Jesus, another bot popped up. I'm just having to watch out for that. It may not be a bot. It may be an actual person. I'm just going to keep hiding their stuff. Okay, so I do like the 16:10 ratio. I think that looks really good. I almost want to shift it over though, but I don't want to lose anything on it. I feel like this is a pretty hard one to kind of figure out as far as the cropping goes. But I definitely want to do a 16 by 10. I feel like, I mean, it needs to go. I feel like it needs to go there, but I want to get my headroom back. That's 4, that's 4 plus some, that's... I think that's actually pretty good right there. Okay, I like where that's at now. Let me make sure that the person still is not on my YouTube chat. Going freaking crazy. No, okay, good. Okay, good, good, good. I still do have my other mic on order. That's going to be much more of like a streaming podcast mic. It shouldn't pick up as much of the background noise as this one, but I think this one's actually doing a really good job now. I think this one's actually doing really, really well. Go away. Okay. I'm sure it'll kick me off of the Facebook stream by about 9, because 2 hours is typically whenever it kicks me off. So, yeah, no. Okay. So let's see what we've got here. Let's look at what we've actually got here. I feel like I want to take... No. Okay, I had it right. Let me go back. Okay. I almost want to make her skin look a little bit more frost-like. Dude, another one popped up. Let's report. Let's report this one. And let's report this one. Oh, look at that. Maybe they'll stop eventually. Okay. All right, so we're going to add a little bit more yellow, I think. I want to add a little bit more yellow to the skin. And then we'll kind of bump up that just a little bit. I'm going to make her a little brighter. And then I'll go through and I'll readjust her eyes to kind of fix them and take them back to that gray color that I'm using for everything. Purposeful overexposure on that hair. Dude, Dude, I gotta say, this is one of the most insane histograms I've seen on one of my photos. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, okay. I'm really liking these adjustments that we've made here. Still bright and vibrant. That's an insane histogram. I'm really liking this.